Hi everyone and welcome back to the Grade 1 Theory series. This week we're going to be looking at key signatures. Now it's really relevant to the last week's lesson. So if you haven't had a chance to watch that or you've decided to skip it, don't. Go back, make sure you're fully conversant with what we've talked about in terms of the degrees of the scale and understanding how you need to change the scales to make sure that in order to get your major scale you have a tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. Okay, let's begin. So, from your work on page 22, you'll know that an F sharp is necessary in G major to make a semitone between the 7th and 8th degrees. Pieces in the key of G major usually use F sharps all the way through. To keep things simple, composers use a key signature at the beginning of every stave to show the player that all the Fs in the piece, whatever the register, are raised to an F sharp. So let's have a look how it makes it easier to read. So, in the key of G major without a key signature, all these Fs have to have accidentals before them to make them F sharps. Whereas with this key signature at the start of the piece, you can see all the Fs can be written normally because the musician, the reader, will be able to note that F sharp at the start of the stave and they'll know, okay, all the Fs in this piece are sharp and are in G major. You must be careful to make sure that your key signature comes before your time signature, okay? That's a common mistake, but it always goes, you draw your clef, key signature, time signature. Look at the position of flats or sharps in each of the key signatures below. They're always put in the same place. So F major always has a B flat here in treble and a B flat here in bass. C major doesn't have any sharps or flats, so that's why you can't see any on the treble or the bass. And G major has one sharp, which is your F. So that's why in the treble clef it's up here. Every good boy deserves football. And in your bass clef it's here. Good boys deserve football always. And it just reminds us here, no sharps or flats are needed in order to make the key of C major. Now, there's quite a few exercises. I believe there's 10 in this one, so make sure you take your time going through it. I'll try and explain every single one to you first. So, number one asks us to write the key signature for each key. So that simply involves looking at what they've stated. So in this first example, we can see that it's F major. For F major, I know I need a B flat, and that's why they've drawn a B flat on the B line. Every good boy. So on the next one, C major, think, does it need sharps or flats, and how do you need to adjust that? Number two, write a semibreve tonic note at any register for the major key shown by the key signature. So now we need to understand what the key signature is telling us. So first of all, let's have a look at this. That is a B flat. So a B flat tells us that we must be in F major. So we're going to draw a semibreve, a 4-beat note, on the F line, and that's exactly what they've done here. And that's why you can see that semibreve F. So you must do the same for all the other examples. Write in semibreves the tonic triad for the major key shown by the key signature. Now we've talked about this before. The tonic note is the first note, and a triad simply means we play notes 1, 3, 5, or draw them in this case. So in this first example, we've seen the key signature. It's got one sharp, which is an F sharp, so we know we're in G major. So the first note, the tonic note in G, is a G. Then we have to draw a B, and we have to draw a D, and that's what they've done there. Do the same for the other examples. To which major keys do these tonic triads belong? So now they've drawn the tonic triads. We just have to analyse what notes they are in the key signature in order to determine what major key we're in. So the first one has an F, an A, and a C written with a B flat key signature. So we know that this must be F major. Number 5, label these tonic triads using Roman numerals below the chords. So we know Roman numerals, I, II, III, IV, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this exercise is actually a lot easier than you think if you really try and understand what it's asking you. It's asking you to label tonic triads using Roman numerals. So I, II, IV, and so forth. But what number is a tonic triad? Think about that. What number must a tonic triad always be? And you might find number 5 is really easy. Number 6, label these tonic triads using chord symbols above the chord. So we can simply state what chord this is by writing that tonic note. So the first one, we know there's a G, B, and a D, and there's one sharp, which means we're in G major. So they've just wrote a G on top to let us know that we're playing a chord of G. Can you do the same for the other 3? Number 7 asks us to write 1 octave major scales in semibreves going up. Use key signatures and mark the semitones with a bracket and an S for semitone. So in this example here, we've got C major. The example has written from a C going up to a C. It's identified where the semitones are, which is in between E and F and in between B and C. And it's got the correct key signature, which is nothing because C major doesn't have any sharps or flats. Can you have a go, please, at G major and F major? Number 8 asks us to write 1 octave major scales in semibreves going down. Use key signatures and mark the semitones with a bracket and an S for semitone. So now we have to do the same thing but making sure that we go down and it has C, G and F. Make sure you write your key signatures on. Number 9 asks us to look at the key signatures to work out the major keys. So now we need to be looking what is in the key signature. And sometimes we can have a bit of a hint on the first note or the last note because that might tell us the tonic note, the first note. So now we've got a B flat in our key signature, which definitely tells us we're in F major, and the tonic note is in F. Can you do the same for the other examples? Number 10 then says, no key signatures have been used here. Look at the accidentals and work out the keys. So now we have to look through the piece of music and see what's been changed with accidentals. Well, first of all, we're in bass clef, so we need to make sure we know that. Then I can identify that there are 2 B flat accidentals in there. That gives me a strong hint that we are in the key of F major. Can you do the other examples? Okay, I believe that is it for this exercise. And I want you to really make sure that you take your time this week doing these, okay? It's better to be slow and correct than fast and wrong, and there's a lot to go through here. So if you pause the video now, have a go. Don't be afraid to rewind if you need another explanation, and then we'll regroup in a minute. Okay, let's have a look through the exercises then. I've done them already this week, so we're just going to talk through the answers. So, we're going to write the key signature for each key. C major has no key signature or no sharps or flats. G major, as you can see, has an F sharp. F major, B flat. G major, F sharp. F major, B flat. C major, no sharps or flats. We're going to write a semibreve tonic for the major keys shown. So no sharps or flats here, and that's why I've wrote a C. We have F sharp, and therefore I've wrote a G. B flat for an F. F sharp for a G. B flat for an F. And no sharps or flats on the last one for a C. Number 3, semibreves in the tonic triad. So I've got a B flat here, and therefore I have wrote an FAC. It's gone down. No sharps or flats, so I've wrote CEG. F sharp, GBD. No sharps or flats, CEG. F sharp, GBD. B flat, FAC. Number 4, which major keys do these tonic triads belong to? No sharps or flats, and it's a CEG, so C major. B flat, F major. F sharp, G major. F sharp, G major. No sharps or flats, C major. B flat, F major. Now number 5 is the one we said it could be really easy if you really understand this question. It's actually to label the tonic triads using Roman numerals. Well, a tonic triad has to always be number 1. Always, because it's the first one, the tonic. Therefore, in F major, it's number 1. In C major, it's number 1. And in F major again, it's number 1. Number 6, label the tonic triads using chord symbols. Well, the first one had a B flat, so it was F. Second one had a B flat, so it was an F. And the third one, no sharps or flats, so it was C. Number 7, we had to write 1 octave major scales going up using semibreves. So the first one asked for G major, so I did a F sharp and went from G to G, indicating between 3 and 4 and 7 and 8 a semitone. F major, B flat, F to F, indicating semitones between 3 and 4, 7 and 8. Number 8, now this could have caught some of you out. Asked you to do the major scales but going down. So really make sure that your answers go descending down. Okay? C major, no sharps or flats from C to C, 7 and 8, 3 and 4. G major, from G to G, F sharp in your key signature, 7 and 8, 3 and 4. F major, B flat in your key signature, F to F, 7 and 8, 3 and 4. Number 9, we're looking at key signatures now to work out major keys. So the first answer had a F sharp in it, so it was G major. Also look at that tonic note of a G. The second one, no sharps or flats, and a tonic note of a C, so we're in C major. Last exercise, we're looking for the accidentals to work out the keys. So, we had a B flat here, so this has to be F major. An F sharp here, so this has to be G major. No sharps or flats, and a tonic note at the end of C, C major. And an F sharp accidental with two tonic Gs has to be G major. There was a lot of exercises there. That could have been quite tough to get through. How did you get on? Did you take your time, make sure that you got them all right? Did you feel you rushed in some places? Did you spot that descending exercise instead of ascending? Let me know how you got on. Let me know if you got them all right. Let me know if you need some help. I'll pop the email after the video as always. Hope you enjoyed it.